12.7, question number 17. We shouldn't have any problem with this. A and B, it has a name.
Linear pair.
Linear pair.
Linear pair. What do you know about linear pair?
Pair
It
line
adds up
at
to
180.
180.
And what kind of angle should it be?
A straight line.
Straight angle. So it's a straight angle, add to 180. 3 and 5, it has a name.
Vertical.
Vertical.
Vertical. What kind of angle is vertical?
Right angle.
Not right. What do you know about vertical angle?
Equal.
And
Opposite.
opposite. So opposite angles are equal. Fine? That's the two vocab you need to start with. So from here, this is practice about vertical angle. If the measure of angle 1 is 115 degrees, what is the measure of angle 2?
115. 150.
If the measure of angle
8
5,
degrees.
or sorry, the angle 6 is 83 degrees, what's the measure of angle 5?
83.
83. And number 3,
83.
angle 9 equals 45 degrees. So what is the measure of angle 8?
45 degrees.
Fine. Number 4, the measure of angle 3 is 137 degrees. What is the measure of angle 4?
137.
137.
Done. This is the part you love. I know the numbers is what you prefer. So I'm glad everybody's back participating. The thing here to remember is that vertical angles, opposite angles are equal. Fine. Second vocab, linear pair. Here, we want the measure of angle DOF. How do I know where is DOF? Start at D, go to O, stop at F. I want to know what
63?
is the red one.
63.
How?
I do 180 subtract 117.
So 180 subtract 117, going to give you 63 degrees. Number 2, the measure of angle GOH. Start at G, go to O, stop at H. We want this side.
75.
How?
180 subtract 105.
180 subtract 105. So you get 75 degrees. Number 3, we want BOC from angle B. Start at B, go to O, stop at C.
44.
How?
180 subtract 136.
180 subtract 136. Give you 44 degrees. Number 4, start at L, go to O, stop at N. What's the missing side?
100.
100. How?
180 subtract 80.
So everybody's fine. So what do we remember about linear pair? Straight angles add to 180. So if you want the missing number, you have to do 180, subtract the number they give you. Okay? Yeah. Here, transversal. Remember, transversal crosses 2 or more lines. Line T is the transversal. It is crossing line A and it is crossing line B. That is how you know what is the transversal, the one that's crossing. Another way to think about the transversal is the one that should be touching both angles. Everybody's fine? So here, we did this one in class. What are the parallel? Line what?
A and B.
A and B.
Line A and B are the parallel. What's the transversal?
C.
C. Fine. They're gonna give you a measure. The measure here for angle 8 is 140 degrees. So what is the next measure you should know?
5,
Why 5?
because it's vertical
It's
to the
vertical.
140.
So it's vertical and should be what number?
140.
Fine. How can you find the measure of angle 6? You need a name and tell me how.
Linear pair and 180 subtract 140.
Gives you?
40.
Fine. We want the measure of angle 7. Name and how.
Vertical.
Vertical and 40.
Plus. If you can solve the x, you can get the next x. This x is copy paste this x. Angle 8 is in the same place as what number angle in this square
4.
here?
4 and
4.
1.
So that one's 140. What else should be 140?
Angle 1.
Angle 1. What should be the measure of angle 2?
40.
What should be the measure of angle 3?
40.
Done. It's copy paste. So figure out one square using vertical angles and linear pair. Once you know this one, it's copy paste to the next one. The main thing that you have to be sure is that you pick the correct corresponding angle. These two are in the same place in the square that you see here. So 140 is the measure of angle 8. So the measure of angle, I think that was 4, should also be 140. Try again. What is the parallel?
LM.
So we have L and M are the parallels. What is the transversal?
N.
N. Fine. So now we're using this square that is up. What else should be 52 degrees? The name and how?
2 and vertical. 52.
So angle 2 should be what number?
52.
52 degrees. If we want the measure of angle 1, name and how?
Linear pair. 100,
Linear pair.
180 subtract 52
128.
equal 128.
Good. Now, if we want the measure of angle 4, name and how?
Vertical and 180.
Vertical and
128.
128. Okay, so this is the writing part of the exam. For this question, expect to write what is the name and how you did your answer. So on every question that you can find a name, write a name. Because if we can see that you have the idea about the concept, okay, you can take more points even if you make a small mistake. But you should be writing to show everyone that you know what you are doing and can explain yourself. Fine? So this angle is in the same place as what angle here in the next square?
Angle 7.
So this one in the same place as angle 7. So should be 52 degrees, angle 7. Angle 6, name and how?
Vertical 52.
Vertical. Vertical opposite angles are equal, right? So 52 degrees. Angle 5, name and how?
Linear pair and 180 subtract 52 equal 128.
Somebody else. Number 8. Name and how. Nobody else? Okay.
Vertical 128.
128. So remember, this square is copy paste of this square. So this is the first question on number 17. What are the parallel lines here?
STU.
STU. Correct. What is the transversal?
M.
It may be in the exam. It will help you to put color in your parallels and transversals so you can see clearly. In the writing, it says the measure of angle 7 is 100 degrees. Your job is to find the measure of all the angles. Maybe they're going to ask you for specific ones. So they want to know specifically what is angle 2, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 11. But for yourself, fill out the whole thing so that you are sure about everything. What's the next angle we can find in this square?
5.
Angle 5.
Angle 5. Name how?
Vertical.
Vertical angles are what?
Equal.
Equal.
So 100 degrees. How can we find 6? Name and how?
Linear
Linear
pair
pair.
180 subtract 100
Subtract
equal 80.
100 equal 80.
So that's 80. What about 8?
Vertical.
Vertical 80
80.
Vertical angles are what?
equal.
Equal.
Plus, you have one square, copy paste to the other squares. Angle 7 is in the same place as what number here in this square?
11.
11. So 11 should also be 100 degrees. Number 9, name and how?
Vertical angles are equal and 100.
Number 10, name and how?
Linear pair 180 subtract 100 equal 80.
Number 12, anybody else want to go? Name and how?
Vertical. 18.
Okay, good. So 80. We have one more square to do, right? Angle 7. This is the one they gave us. This is the given. Copy paste, or not copy paste. Angle 7 in the same place as what's angle in this square?
3.
3. Angle number 1. What's the name and how?
Vertical 100. Vertical angles are equal and 100.
Angle number 2. Name and how?
Linear pair 180.
180 subtract 100 equal 80.
Fine. And number 4.
Vertical.
Vertical angles are equal 80.
Okay. So that could be the question in the exam. Simple as that. What are the missing? Find the measure of each angle. Something I want you to be aware of, okay? You have to know the names of the angles very well because they might ask you to explain. To explain means to say what is the name of the angle and are they congruent or supplementary. So 1 and 8 has a name. What is the name of that?
Alternate exterior.
Alternate exterior. They are on opposite sides of the transversal and outside of the parallel. 3 and 6, it has a name.
Alternate interior.
alternate interior. So 3 and 6 are on opposite sides of the transversal and inside the parallel. The yellow part is inside the parallel. So the name is alternate interior. Then we have 1 and 5, or 2 and 6, or 4 and 8, or 3 and 7. They have a name.
Corresponding.
Corresponding. How do we know it's corresponding? It's same side and match. They have to be on the same side of the transversal, right? So they both should be on the same side, and matching means one is out and one is in. But they must be on the same side of the transversal line. Same 2 and 6. They're on the same side. One is out, one is in. 3 and 7 on the same side. One is in, one is out. This is what we mean by when you say match. It's a trick to kind of help you remember. 3 and 5, it has a name.
Consecutive interior.
Consecutive interior. Consecutive interior should be on the same side and inside of the parallel. So 3 and 5 are on the same side, and they're inside the yellow part here between M and N. So maybe you might need to say the name to help you explain why your answer is correct. So we're going to practice writing some of the names for this one. We're talking about number 7 and number 2. Are they the same side or opposite side of the transversal?
Opposite.
Okay. Are they both inside the parallel, outside the parallel, or match?
Seven and 2.
7 and 2. Are they both inside?
No.
No. Are they both outside?
No.
No. Are they on this? They have to be matched. They have to be on the same side.
They're not.
Fine. So this has no name. It's fine. Sometimes they have no name. So there's no name for that. Oof. What is happening here? What about 7 and 5? They have a name?
Vertical.
Vertical. What about 7 and 6?
Linear pair.
No name.
Linear pair. Anybody know another name for linear pair? You could also use supplementary. Both are correct. About 7 and 8.
Supplementary.
Supplementary.
Yeah, so supplementary. What about 7 and 9?
Alternate interior.
So 7 and 9, they're opposite sides of the pink and they're inside the green. So the name is alternate interior. What about 7 and 11?
Corresponding.
7 and 11 are corresponding. They're on the same side and match. One inside, one outside. So corresponding. Why are we talking about this one? Because in the exam, they may ask you why. Or they may say, explain. So how does it go if they say explain? Angle 7 and angle 5 angle 5 is 100 degrees because angle 7 and 5 are vertical angles. Angle 6 is 80 degrees because angle 7 and 6 are linear pair. Angle 8 is 80 degrees because angle 7 and 8 are supplementary. Angle 9 is 100 degrees because angle 7 and 9 are alternate interior. You understand what I mean by explain? So if they ask you to explain, say something about the name. We'll give you an extra mark. What else do you need to know about this question? Your parallel line equations. So you have to remember corresponding, alternate interior, alternate exterior, and vertical are always equal. Consecutive interior and linear pair. Sometimes you'll see consecutive exterior. They're always 180. You have to know which word means supplementary and which one means congruent. So this is question number 27. They want to know what is the measure of angle number 1. So here is angle number 1. First thing you should do in the exam is mark your parallel and your transversal. Then you have to try to say the name. So for this one, you have this angle and 1. They on the same side or opposite side?
Same side.
Same side. Are they inside, outside, or match on the parallel?
Inside.
Inside. So what should be the name? Same side and inside.
Corresponding. Oh, consecutive interior?
Consecutive interior. Consecutive interior is congruent or supplementary.
Supplementary.
Supplementary. Of the 4 names that I have on the screen, the only one that is supplementary is consecutive interior. This one is congruent. This one is congruent. This one is congruent. The only one supplementary is consecutive interior or consecutive exterior. What is the meaning of supplementary?
At 180.
So it should be 180. This is a writing section, so you need equation for this. What do you think you can write?
Angle 1 plus 10 equal 180.
Correct. So you can put angle 1 or the measure of angle 1 plus 10 equal 180. If you do not like the measure of angle 1, Adi, put x plus 10 is equal to 180 and solve. The important thing is that you write the correct equation and solve it correctly. So if you subtract 10 both sides, this is 0. X is going to be equal to 170 degrees. Put it back in your picture, the correct number. خلاص. All right. Here we have number 28. Same again. They want the measure of angle number 1. So here is angle 1. Put your parallels. What should be the transversal? Maple Avenue or 7th Avenue?
Maple.
So Maple. Fine. Here, we're talking about 1 and 115 degrees. They on the same side or opposite side?
Opposite.
They're on the opposite side. When we do opposite side, there is no match. So do not use match. Are they inside?
No.
Are they both outside?
No.
No.
No. So that means that this one has no name. There is no name for this. If you get no name, I want you to see where is the corresponding. So this is angle 1. Where is the corresponding? Should be here. I'm going to put X. Why am I writing X? I do not know what number is angle 1. What do we know about corresponding? Congruent or supplementary corresponding?
Supplement.
Congruent. So what does it mean? If this one is X, then this one should be X. Now you should be able to give me a name for these two.
Linear pair.
That these two are called linear pair. Now that we know we have linear pair, we can write an equation. So what equation can we write?
X plus 150 equal 180.
Okay. Subtract 115 both sides. This one is 0. X is equal to 65 degrees. So you go back and put 65 in your picture. So what did we just learn on this question? If there is no name, what are we going to look for?
Corresponding.
Find you a corresponding. If there is no name, put the corresponding. Corresponding should be congruent. If you put the corresponding, voila, you're going to be able to get to the next step. Promise. Okay? Let's try a harder one. This number 29. We have to find out what is X and what is Y. And then we have to explain. So remember, if they say explain, you have to say what is the name. Okay? So we're going to start with X. Just to be clear, this angle here in the red should be 40 degrees. So if we are talking about this angle and this angle, it has a name. What name is it?
Linear pair.
Okay, linear pair. Give me the equation.
5x plus 40 equal 180.
So 5x plus 40 equal 180. Subtract 40 both sides. This is 0. 5x is equal to 140. Divide 5. Divide 5. X is 28.
28.
Okay, so 28. So the first thing you're gonna write is the name, linear pair. Write the equation and solve. Okay? Now, if we want to find y, we can't keep this 5x here. We cannot keep it there. We need to change it to see what is the number that should be in this place. So how do we see what number should be here? I don't want 5x is not the measure. I want the measure. How can you find the
28.
measure? No, the x is
I
28.
put 5 multiplied by 28.
Okay, so we're gonna do 5x. Do not write x. 5 parentheses, and inside you're writing 28. Multiply, what do you get?
140.
Okay. Fine. So part 1, part 2. This number should be 140 degrees. Now we can find the y. See if you can figure out a name for the y. I'm trying to get me a different color. Though, the blue and 3y subtract 1. Same side or opposite side?
Opposite.
Opposite.
Inside, outside.
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 Name.
Alternate exterior.
Alternate exterior.
Alternate exterior. So the name is alternate exterior. Alternate exterior is congruent or supplementary?
Congruent.
Congruent. So what equation should you have?
3y
subtract 1
subtract 1 equals
140.
Good. 3y subtract 1 is equal to 140. Solve. Add 1 both sides.
Miss, from where you brought the 100? Oh, okay, yes.
0. 3y is equal to 141. Divide 3, divide 3. Y is equal to what?
47.
Good. Done. So x is 28. What's the explain? Linear pair or supplementary?
Linear
X
pair.
is 28 because the angles are supplementary. Or x is 28 because the angles are linear pair. Explain means you should write a sentence. For the y is 47 because the angles are alternate exterior. Understand?
Yes.
Plus. 2 more in this section. Before 2 more. There's another way you can solve another 29. Depends on you. Another way you could do it is what I told you. You can't figure out a name. You can do corresponding. So the red dots here. If this one is 40, this angle should be 40. Now I can do the green one. I got linear pair. This side and this side make linear pair. So 3y subtract 1 plus 40 equal 180. Okay, solve. What is the point here? Sometimes you can get it in a different way. No problem if you get it in a different way, as long as you're using the correct vocab and writing the correct equation. Okay? This is question number 30. They want us to find the value of the variables. We have to find what number is x and what number is y. What do you think is the best variable to start with? The x or the y?
X.
X.
Why the x?
Because you have 2x
The X.
Good,
and just
because
one
you
y.
have two of them, right? So focus your eyes on the x's. You have the x here and you have the x here. Same side or opposite side of the transversal.
Opposite.
Inside, outside of the parallel.
Inside.
Inside.
Outside. Not the same.
Name,
Alternate interior.
alternate interior. Alternate interior is congruent or supplementary?
Congruent.
Congruent.
Congruent. So you write alternate. Oof, not that. Alternate. Fine. Put ALT. And then interior. What's your equation?
8x subtract 10 equals 7x.
8x. Subtract 10 equal 7x. Solve. What's the step?
Subtract 7x both sides.
Fine. Subtract 7x both sides. 8x subtract 7x is positive 1x. The next 10, bring it down. Equal 7x subtract 7x is 0. Add 10, add 10. 0, x is equal to 10. What happens now?
Take 7x and replace the x with 10.
Yeah, you could take 7x, or you could take this one. You could take 8x subtract 10. How did you decide which one to take?
Because it's linear pair and it's easier.
Okay, so you have
And
to
it
go
has
with
one number.
correct. You go with which one is easy. If I have to choose between 8x subtract 10 or 7x, I'm going to choose the 7x. Just because it's easier. I don't have to make this question harder than what it should be. I can make it easier. So now we want the measure of that angle. 7x. Do not write x. 7 parentheses. What number should be inside?
10.
10. 7 multiplied by 10.
70.
70. So the number that should be here is 70. Now we have to see these two angles a different name. What name you got?
Linear pair.
Fine, linear pair. What's your equation?
Six y plus 20 plus 70 equal 180.
6y plus 20 plus 70 equal 180. So this angle plus this angle is the linear pair. Here, you have to make sure you clean. 20 plus 70 gives you a positive 90. Subtract 90 both sides. This one is 0. 6y is equal to 90. Divide 6, divide 6. Y is equal to 15. Okay, so the explain. X equal 10 because the angles are alternate interior. Y equal 15 because the angles are supplementary. You have the idea? All right, last one here. We need to find the value of X and the value of Y. So which one we starting with?
X.
X.
Y, X.
Does it have
Because
two
I have
X?
2X.
There's two angles with X. This one is here. See the arrow. This one is here. Same side or opposite side?
Opposite.
Opposite.
Okay. Inside, outside.
Inside.
Inside.
Name.
Alternate interior.
Alternate interior is congruent or supplementary?
Congruent.
Congruent. So, alternate interior is the name. Okay, how do we do the equation?
5x subtract 7 equal 3x plus 17.
Okay. Okay, so subtract 3x both sides. 5x subtract 3x, positive 2x subtract 7. Equal, this one is 0, so 17. Add 7 both sides. This is 0. 2x is equal to 24. Divide 2, divide 2, x is 12. What's the part 2?
Take 5x subtract 7 and replace the x 12.
Good. We're gonna find the measure, right? You want 5x subtract 7? It doesn't matter. You can do 5x subtract 7, or you can do 3x plus 17. It does not matter which one you do. Okay, I'm going to do 3x plus 17 so we can see a different name. So 3x plus 17. We're not writing x. Put parentheses. The 3 should be outside. The plus 17 should be here. What number should be inside?
12.
12. Solve it. What you get? 36 plus 17. Give you 53 degrees. So take this one, erase it. I can also take this one and erase it, right? Because they are congruent, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So this one is 53 degrees, and this one is also 53 degrees. If you take this one and this one, it have name. What's the name?
Corresponding.
These two here. If I take these two purples, they have name. What's the name?
Linear
Linear
pair.
pair.
Okay, fine. So you could do linear pair. You could do linear pair. I'm going to show you another option now. If I take this one and this one, it has a name. Same side or opposite side?
Same side.
Inside, outside, match.
Inside.
Which one is the name?
Corresponding.
No.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I switched it. Consecutive interior.
Consecutive interior. Consecutive interior is congruent or supplementary?
Congruent. Oh, no.
Congruent.
A supplementary. Wait.
Yes,
Oh.
supplementary. So, equation 4y plus 3 plus 53 is equal to 180. Clean this up. You get 4y plus 56 equal 180. Subtract 56 both sides. This is 0. 4y is equal to 124. Divide 4, divide 4. Y is equal to 31. So, x is 12 because the angles are alternate interior. Y is 31 because the angles are consecutive interior. Or you could say y is equal to 31 because the angles are linear pair. Up to you. So that is question number 17. I believe that's going to be a level 2 question. I don't think you should have too much trouble with that. You guys tend to like things where we can solve versus reading and having to do a lot of explanation. So I know you'll practice that one. So should be okay.